Hi everyone, it's Nubian Sun Ra with another video. And I just want to say I hope you all are drinking your water, staying balanced, loving yourself, meditating, saying your affirmations, and speaking on affirmations. Affirmations are whatever we want to reprogram our mind with, or they can be reminders. And everyone make up their own most of the time. It's what you tell yourself, things that you may be thinking on during the day. It might not be in the form of, I am. It's just like, thoughts, but it's still a part of affirmations. And whenever we are talking about thoughts, a lot of times we think about the brain and how, it functions. And a lot of times we don't realize that it is very important to understand the fact that everyone processes information differently. In my last video, I stated that, we understand that people are different, and I explained how. But that's exactly the thing that we have to process to be able to really comprehend what that means, because a lot of times we will forget, And so when we talk about processing information, we're talking about how our brain take in or consume or acknowledge things that we are seeing, our experiences, behaviors, things like that. So a lot of times we will all be, in a room and we're not really cautious and aware of the fact that, everyone's processing information differently, on different frequencies at that. So it's like it takes someone who is going with the flow in some way, shape, or form. It don't matter what way, shape, or form, because it could be deceptive regardless. But, it's just the fact that going with the flow allows you to have an open mind. So with that being said, you understand that everyone's processing information differently. So going with the flow will keep you open-minded to exactly observe what is being said, done, or whatever, And we have that skill on either side of the coin. We just use it differently, So to be able to also understand the fact that the things that we have to process are not always beneficial to a healthy way of thinking, and it can lead through with like circumstances, So in my last video, I said that I want to speak on a topic similar. So it's pretty much just saying like, okay, if we have to process information due to, circumstances and things that we have consumed, nurture versus nature, all of that together, then that means that there's things that people actually have a problem with in their life that leads to being the way they are, basically. It's what molded them. This is before we healed, And a lot of circumstances, like being able to send your child to school, but your child has to go to a public school, and we know public schools are shitty, so it's like you really have to think about exactly what's happening, with your child while you are sending them to school, and what kind of mindset they're going to think on. And a lot of times we don't think about that, and that is something that most people feel helpless on, regardless if they knew, But that should just be something to help you want to learn and grow more, so that you can do what you can do. I spoke about that also in one of my videos, but I don't want to get off topic, So whenever we are in a family system, some people have support, some people don't, and then with not having support, just think about how difficult life is already. It is already with just being yourself and having to deal with things, and then having, responsibilities and things like that at that, and it's like, a lot of times people will find that as hard to process, because it's not rational the way that, a regular person, 9 to 5, all of that, the way the lifestyle is not supportive to the mind. It's more supportive to the body to be able to create a worker, or what we would say a robot, So, that's hard to process. And I said in one of my other videos, I say that like one of my other videos, that whenever we are learning something, as we get older, we realize it's a program, So this is similar to that, but in a different perspective. Because to be able to be programmed, you have to process the information. So the way we process the information is pretty much just giving an outline or a blueprint of exactly what category, down the conveyor belt, what number you are, and that's about it, But once you become aware of yourself, then it's like renaming yourself from the plantation. Like you have a last name that's given to you by a slave master, and you just not that person anymore. Pretty much. That's a perspective. I'm just saying. But we do not filter how we process information through not only just circumstances, but in support, but also medical issues, There's a lot of people that's walking around that do not know that according to, the state, you are considered below the literacy line. They think that you are check worthy, or able to be put in a box. They just assume, and then it's like they just think that you're not able to do anything for yourself. So it's like, the raising of the government, the government raising you. You are its child at this point, So it's like that's one thing people don't take in consideration as well. They have different type of mental disorders, and I just feel like it's all the same thing, because if you're not able to function the brain in a way that it's supposed to be function, it's some form of handicap, which they would say, but I call it a spiritual attack, because I feel like personally, everything is rooted in what's missing out of yourself. You haven't been watering yourself. No one has been watering you like growing up. You need to learn how to do it so you can grow, and that's the best medicine is self-medication, self-medicating yourself, self-love, that's just how I see it, because I just feel like the fact that people will depend on the pharmaceutical clinics and stuff to help them suppress things that's inside of them, when at the end of the day they can't help you with any of that. The only thing they could do is give you something that's going to make you feel numb. If you ain't already dead in the inside and you need some help, pharma help you do that. And if you just want to feel numb, regardless of what is this, like numb is like a synthetic high, so at the end of the day, that's what you're doing, but you're doing it through doing it through pharma, they say the pharma is drug dealers because, all the things that they put into the medicine and to have people zoned out and things. I just feel like it's not normal. But yeah, they diagnose you with things, and then you get into the pharma business with them. You buy into that, and then they control the information. What they teach you in school, what they put on the TV, not just what they put on the TV, because, I broke this down in another one of my videos. It's certain things that's on the TV, like the news and the media, but it's like the way it's used also, like if it is something that may be positive, it's so many different layers, but I'm not trying to get off topic, but yeah, it's like they have a big influence to the point where it's like it's hard to be able to pinpoint where to start with healing and stuff. But I'm telling you, it's not about where to start, because you can start anywhere. It's just really making the decision to start, because a lot of people do not want to do the work because they feel like it's hard. So they rather do other things instead. That's fine. But I specifically make videos for people that want to figure out how to do it and heal in a healthy way, and might need some encouragement to do it. And we share stories, and I share my stories on here and I give examples and things, because it's like, I just really feel like it's relatable, and everyone that I could think of that has a job can admit that having a job is, regardless if it's you just sitting down, like mentally tiring, physically tiring, that's hard to process, You are working your body in ways that it's not beneficial. Because I'm not going to say that our bodies aren't built for it, because it is in a way, because tiredness is dependent on the person. But I'm just saying, like, it's everything working together, like family, the food, the water, no good medical, because, they're not into herbs and stuff like that. Like, it's everything working together, and it's like we breaking ourselves apart from the inside out, and that's hard to process. Like, nobody get up in the morning and say, okay, I want to do this, like make this choice to where it's like enjoyable. I'm going to say it like that because we make the choices, but it's not an enjoyable choice, so that has to mess with your self-love, if you don't find the narrative switch to be able to, take your blame and push the blame that's not yours, I'm tying it all together because look, all of it go together. It's really just like a line of information that's together. It's like a storyline. It's all together. It all mixing together. I could just come up here and give the information that I know, and it takes y'all to put the pieces together because it's limited to what I'm going to be able to say, because it's like I know a little bit of everyone watches YouTube, and I don't want to like get censored or whatever they call it or whatever. So it's like, it's only but so much information, because it's like you want to be able to make some type of impact, but you don't want it to be like, extreme until it's like something that you really are ready for, because it's like you have to have certain resources, and that's also, the thing that is hard to process as well, like being in circumstance, and not having the resources, that's hard to process, and it's frustrating, but if you don't have self-love and good attitude, gratitude, and a positive perspective, that's how you turn things around, because it can get bad, when it comes to processing exactly how we're living in the 3D, So it's like you just have to find the truth in it and work with your third eye to block out all the illusions once you found the truth, and that's pretty much how it works. That's the positive side of processing, and whenever you look at it in that way, it's like then you start to look at life differently. And that's how you get the best of your experience on earth and life. Like, people get bored with the 3D life, and they don't realize that we actually have to learn every moment that we're in. We have to stay in the present and learn. There's a reason behind it. But a lot of times, we have a blocked chakra where it's like we can't process that information, and it's so much spiritually going on with us to the point where it's exhausting to even try to do the things that you have to do in the 3D to sustain, and then have to work on yourself at the same time. It's like exhausting to some people. They find it to be difficult to do both things, because it's like multitasking on top of multitasking. Multitasking in two different, frequencies. It's not until the point where you realize there is no difference and that they're actually together. There's only a line that separates it, and they say. So it's like, it's all about perspective. You have to process it in a way to where it's like you know that you have a purpose, the reason why you're here, because that's magical, and a lot of people, they just, skip over that part because they don't feel that way. It's all about perspective, you know? Yeah. Like, everyone grows at different stages. So it's like so many different perspectives, and it's controversy because of those perspectives, but we should just really be learning from each other, even if you feel like, okay, that person's wrong. I feel like I've been on that level of understanding already, and I found out, it wasn't like that, so you just disregard it, but you never know, what else you could take from that and use it if you just change your perspective on what you're hearing, even if it's for, the third, fourth, fifth time, because knowledge is infinite. And when we say infinite, it's not just infinite in one thing itself. It's like sperm in a way. You have one encounter, right? And, the guy releases, and the next thing you know, it's like, they say it's like thousands, millions of something like that of sperms, and it's like that. It's like one thing, thought, topic, perspective can have so many diverse, meanings. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. I'm so serious. Like, that's how it is. And I can't really, go into detail with that in this video. But with polarity, I think you get an idea, because I talk about polarity all the time. I said the same thing when I talk about polarity just now, but I just said it in a different way. Processing. How do you process information? Whether good or bad. That's pretty much all I have to say today. I hope you all are, drinking your water. I'm going to say it again. Drinking your water. Get your water. And for the long run, that means at least every day, because the water is what's cleaning out the toxins. And whenever you drink your water, just have like healing thoughts, about yourself and your life and the water. Whenever we drink spring water, I like spring water. Whenever you drink spring water, it's better than drinking distilled water. I learned that. And it's better than boiling water too, depending on, because some people add things to their boiled water to clean it, but spring water, But yeah, peace and love.